Hi there, I'm RVA Hiker Girl, and I just wanted to share with you 8 safety tips for solo hikers. So tip number 1, know where you're going and research the area that you're going to be hiking in. So with researching the area, how far away is your drive? Where is this trail at? Is it in an area that you're familiar with? What's the mileage going to be that you're going to be hiking this day? Is it within your capability as a hiker, whether you're a new hiker or someone who's been hiking for years? Also, it's important to check for trail closures because sometimes with storms, it will flood certain trails and they may make you detour. And sometimes that happened to me at Prince William National Forest Park. One of the bridges were out due to a flood and I had to hike an extra 2 miles more than what I was expecting. So I think I was expecting about a 10-mile hike and it ended up being like a 12.7-mile hike. So you really just never know what's going to happen. And also take a map of the trail that you're going to be on. You can go online and print out maps. Don't rely on your phone because sometimes, you might not have a signal if you're going to a rural area or in the mountains. And then sometimes the GPS isn't going to work. So if you're relying on All Trails or one of those sort of apps and your battery runs out, and you might not know how to get back to the parking lot. So make sure that you get a map of the area. All right, number 2, inform your family and friends what your hiking plan is. Let them know where you're going, when you're going to leave, when you're expected to arrive at your destination. Let them know the trails that you plan on taking. How long are you going to be? Are you just going for a day hike? Are you going for the weekend? How long are you going for? Also, if at any time that your plans change, maybe you've had an injury, the weather changes, and if you change your plans, make sure that you notify your family and friends that your plans have changed. And also, it's pretty important to do periodic check-ins with them, just so in case something does happen, they have a last time of knowing what your coordinates were, what trail you were on, and so they can let police or the forest rangers know in case there ever is an issue. Again, cell phone service isn't always the best, so just let your family and friends know if they are trying to reach you. You may be hours or even days without cell phone reception, so just let them know that in advance. You can also get satellite or GPS phones, which has a 911 feature if you ever need it. So that obviously relies on satellites, not your cell phone signal. And there's a check-in button that you can click it and hit OK to let family and friends know that you're fine. And it also tracks your coordinates. So that's always another safe option to have to keep your family members peace of mind that you're going to be okay. So number 3 is be aware of your surroundings, and that really means a lot of different things. If someone passes you on a trail, pay attention to where they go. Are they going up and stopping ahead? Are they changing directions and kind of following you? Especially as a woman, solo hiker, you really have to be hyper vigilant with where everyone is. If someone comes up behind you on a trail, and I just let them go by because I feel like I can see them ahead of me and I can keep track of them so much better in front of me than I can to keep looking behind me constantly over my shoulder, wondering how close they are, what are they doing, that sort of thing. And one of the biggest things, trust your instinct, because as a hiker and as a woman, again, Your instinct is one of your most powerful tools that you have. If something doesn't seem right, then chances are it's not right. And you can always turn around. You do not have to go forward if something's not feeling, just right. If you ever felt unsafe by another hiker, you can always go up to another hiker or a group of hikers and just say, hey guys, do you mind if I hang out with you for a little bit? I'm not feeling quite right about this guy or girl who seems to be following me or whatever. I can guarantee you that group of hikers will say, okay, no problem, hang with us as long as you want, because the hiker family is amazing. Everybody you meet on the trail never have had any issues, but you just never know this day and age, so you can't ever be too careful. What? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Sorry, I'm listening to music. Yeah, that leads me to number 4. Earphones only have one in or none at all. So basically, I don't listen to music when I am solo hiking. I will only listen to music if I am doing a group hike and other people around me can listen out for what's going on around them. I want to be able to hear what's going on around me. You never know if a dog is going to come up to you and potentially, bite you or something. We all know your dog is supposed to be on a leash, but we have all seen on the trail where dog owners don't have their dogs on a leash. And I love dogs, but you just never know when that's going to happen. Also, to be able to hear if there's someone coming up behind you, or bears. I mean, you can hear sticks and hear bears clawing the trees and making sounds, and deer and that sort of thing. And even gunshots. I mean, I've been on trails where I've heard gunshots, and I just think as a solo hiker, you have to be hyper vigilant with your ears, smelling, hearing, seeing, and really pay attention to what's going on around you. So if you do want to listen to that music, just use one, and therefore you have the other ear, and your other ear can listen out for anything that you need to be made aware of. So number 5, backup power. Always have a backup power source, whether you're going on a short hike or a long hike. Sometimes you just never know what situation is going to come up. A lot of these apps, the trail apps, they really do drain your power pretty quickly. So on top of making sure your cell phone is charged, take an extra external battery. Take a small one for a day hike, take a larger one like this for a multi-day hike. Some of these have up to 7 charges that they can do on your cell phones, and just be ready for losing power. Number 6, always carry something with you for protection, whether it's a knife, pepper spray, mace, bear spray. You need something, and you need to decide what is best for you. So I would keep 1 or more of these with you in your pack, and I'm just going to show you. If you have your pack on and your knife is back here, you're not going to be able to grab that in a hurry. Now, if you were to put it in the little pouches up front, all you have to do in a hurry is reach in, grab this, open it up, and you're ready. But to keep these items like mace all the way in the back, where you've got to take off your pack, you've got to dig in and try to find it, well, somebody's already done something to you like at that point. So don't do that to yourself. Another item is a whistle. So on my backpack, there's a whistle right here. And it's pretty loud, and if you need help, you can blow that whistle if you were to fall and hurt yourself, or you need it for another reason. Some packs don't have a whistle that are on them, but you can buy a whistle and just hook it right up front. Your pepper spray, you can also hook right on the front of your backpack. And hiking poles, hey, use them. If you have hiking poles and a dog comes at you, use them to protect yourself or a person. I mean, you can hit somebody with those things. So think about, you know, protecting yourself and know in advance a plan of what you can do before a situation were to come up, and you'll be ready for it, right? So number 7 is to take extra water, food, layers, and a first aid kit. So for water, hey, if you need to take 2 or 3 liters of water, take it. I mean, water is pretty darn important. If you have a water filter and you don't want to carry that much weight, just research where your water sources are going to be, so you know you have access to water. Food, I always take extra food, almost too much probably, and it's heavy. I mean, water's heavy, but I'd rather be prepared in case I fall and break my leg. I have food to last me, you know, for a day or two. Also layers. So guys, I'm in Virginia, and we all know the weather is crazy. You could be freezing in the morning, burning up in the afternoon, and freezing again at night. So especially if you go up to the mountains and you go up higher in elevation, the weather changes pretty quickly with storms and the temperature. So take extra layers, take an extra beanie hat, take a jacket if it's that time of the year. Or be ready for sunburn. You know, it's really easy to get burnt. Take a long sleeve, lighter shirt that you can put over your skin in case, you know, that issue ever arises. Also, first aid kit. Take Band-Aids, and you know, if you get blisters, have moleskin or Leukotape. Have something that you can wrap up those areas to protect them from getting worse and worse, because there's nothing worse than having a blister and not having anything with you, and your socks and boots or trail runners just keep rubbing and rubbing, and you're just miserable. If your feet are miserable, you're miserable. Anyway, you never know when you're going to need these items, so have them with you and you're going to be prepared. So my last tip, number 8, is again, as a woman, and this is even for a man, take a self-defense class. Know how to protect yourself. And look, this is not just for hiking. We live in a crazy world now where we know by watching the news things happens. Be prepared. Know what to do if someone comes up behind you or someone comes up in front of you. Know how to protect yourself and be ready. I am always scanning everywhere I go, whether it's on the trail or not, of the people who are around me in parking lots, you know, everywhere. You have to be hyper vigilant this day and age, especially as a solo hiker. When you're by yourself, you are your only person out there. So anyway, I hope these tips helped you guys. If you have any other tips that you recommend, hey, leave them in the comment box below. Also, if you have any questions, I'm always happy to help out and answer them. And thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on another video.